there's a comment from Larry Ricky. They need to worry about everyone, but USC fans think they're so good they're looking to the natty. What? USC fans realize how bad the defense is. USC fans know that we haven't done anything yet. USC fans have a high standard, which means that the standard of play from this defense is not acceptable. Now, that's not necessarily a damning verdict on Alex Grinch, but it is a reflection of how, we don't have the bodies, we don't have the depth. This thing is not going to be a quick fix. USC fans are not thinking national championship. Like, we have to forget about Utah in the middle of October. We need to deal with Fresno State and Oregon State. No USC fan is thinking national championship. And, being number 7 in the AP poll, being number 8 in the coaches poll means absolutely nothing right now. And I've really tried to emphasize that at Trojans Wire. That is just cotton candy. That's empty calories. There's no value attached to it. Stack some quality wins. Then it begins to mean something. And when you get into November with a number 7, number 8 ranking, okay, that will show that this train's on the right track. But USC fans don't think anything about the national championship right now. I mean, that's their goal in terms of where they want this program to be. But this team's not national championship caliber, not even close. And no USC fan in his or her right mind would think that. So, Larry, please, USC fans have high standards. They know that high standards are not being met on defense. We're thinking about, can we just even get through September unbeaten? Like, that's going to be a real tough challenge for this team. So, reality check there, Larry.
So Oscar's asking here, do you guys think that the USC Fresno State game will come down to the fourth quarter? Because it only makes sense, Matt, of course, that if we are going to be this concerned about Oregon State, that a team in Fresno State, as you outlined, went to the Rose Bowl last year, and what Jake Haener did the last drive of the game and going like 80 yards in half a minute. It was pretty quick. And then Fresno State, obviously, coming within a second of defeating Oregon State. Jake Haener threw for 360. Jordan Mims ran for 122 and 2 touchdowns. That this game can't be overlooked.
Not at all. Hey, Oscar, I got to say, you always ask great questions here on the Voice of College Football. I really appreciate it. This is another really good question. Coming down to the fourth quarter, I think the game will be competitive in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be a nail biter. And of course, if you're college football historians, if you're USC fans, if you're Fresno State fans watching here on the Voice of College Football, you remember the 2005 game in the Coliseum, with Reggie Bush making that cutback run from the left to the right across the field. It was kind of a similar flight path to O.J. Simpson and his even more iconic run across the field at the Coliseum against UCLA in 1967. So that game, Fresno State landed some punches early. USC was able to punch back in the second half. It was a close, competitive game, but it wasn't like a white knuckle finish in the final 2 minutes. We could very realistically see a game like that. I think that game offers a very realistic look at what we could see on Saturday. So, I think Fresno State is going to be the first team to score over 30 against USC's defense, because Stanford should have scored more than 30, left all those points on the table. The turnover luck that USC has had is not likely to continue. So I would say it'll probably be like a 10-point USC lead going into the fourth quarter. And Fresno State is going to, make it a contest, I think, until I would say maybe 5 or 6 minutes left. I think with 5 minutes left that USC probably is able to add on enough scores that it can take full control. But I certainly don't see this as a layup. And I think Jake Haener is going to land his shots. One of the things that USC has done well on defense this year is not give up the home run ball. Didn't give it up to Tanner McKee last week against Stanford. I wonder how much that can continue. Now, Mekhi Blackman, we can see how good he is. He went up against taller and very strong Stanford receivers, and he held his own on an island. So I think Hayner's going to look at the other side of the field. He's going to look for other areas to beat USC's secondary. And I think Fresno State's going to land a couple shots. But the discussion comes back to who and what's going to stop this USC offense. And it's something I mentioned all season that, for all the flaws about the defense, Pac-12 teams, Kirk Herbstreit said this directly too. They're not used to the tempo. They're not used to the execution. They're not used to the personnel. And that's true. They're not. Pac-12 teams, Pac-12 defenses have not seen anything close to what USC is able to put on the field. And of course, what USC has on the field is coached by Lincoln Riley, one of the best schemers and play designers in college football. That's why the margin for error for USC is so small that if you have one bad possession on offense, whoops, like there goes your leverage. That's it. Because USC is just going to keep stacking sevens in the first half into the early third quarter. So I would say in terms of, what's going to happen, Oscar, in USC Fresno State, I would expect something like USC 56, Fresno State 41, something like that. Maybe 52-38, something in that. I would definitely bet the over. I don't know what the total is, but like if it's anything mid 70s or lower, definitely pound the over in this game.